Hello everyone and welcome back to our European Journeyman series with Napoli. Now we're nearly at the end of our season at the club. Obviously we joined halfway through, so it's not yet a full season, but we have been here for about 3 months at this point, and we've gone over 20 games and won quite a lot of those games as well. It's been a pretty sensational upturn in form, given that I've only been able to make a few signings. And today we are taking on the Europa League quarter-finals against Sevilla, who are going to be quite tough opponents. Luckily, we are at home first. If we can keep a clean sheet, get a couple of goals, we'll be perfectly set up for that away leg. But between these games, we've also got a huge game with AC Milan in Serie A, who are currently second in the table. Table looking quite good for us, all things considered. We're 6 points off third place and only 2 points off fifth place. Because we're facing facing Juventus in the final of the TIM Cup. If we lose that, I think we will qualify for the Europa League if we finish 6th. So that is fine. I mean, these competition screens all look pretty nice, given where we were when we came in, down in about 10th place. We're not doing too badly to sit in 6th and be above Roma. So hopefully in this game against Sevilla, we'll be able to get a nice victory and put a full strength side out against Milan without worrying too much about the second leg. I'm hoping Morgenstern can continue his good form by getting a couple more goals. Bernard has to come in on the left flank because Pires is cup tied. Gabbiadini on the right. Odja, Asensio and Diawara are all in midfield with Traore, Musacchio, Koulibaly and Florenzi the back four. Murray, our rock in goal. Traore with the throw, finds Bernard, good position here, and he's found Asensio on the edge of the area. What a volley, that is on his left foot, right into the bottom corner to give us an early lead. Free kick from Gabbiadini into the middle, comes back to Gabbiadini, who's hammered that into the top corner for 2-0, and we are really in form at the moment. Corner here from Florenzi. We're still in the first 20 minutes and it's come to Bernard and he has slotted it in for 3-0 and we are tearing Sevilla apart in the start of this cup tie. Traore with the throw. Sevilla still yet to really get a foothold in this game as Morgenstern cuts across the box and just flashes one past the post. There's just 10 minutes left in this game and we are still shutting Sevilla out. It's Murray with the kick. Forward to Traore. He plays it forward to Bernard. Now Rog, returning from injury, finds Traore again on the left flank. He then plays it into the middle, does give it away in the end. Sousa to Jorge. Now Martinez. He finds Atraf. Into Jorge again. Now it's Lambruro. We really don't want to be conceding at this point. Traore cuts the ball out well. Now Bernard. Loses it to Sousa again. Bernard really starting to fade towards the end of this game. Martinez to Jorge. Looking for the pass to open up. Here's Martinez back to Jorge. Ball into Lambruro. And what a save from Murray that is. That is world class. Well, this is without doubt the perfect result for our team. 3-0. 1 goal in Seville will leave Sevilla needing 5 goals to go through. We are in a fantastic position to really have a go at them in that game. Interesting, Milan did beat Shakhtar Donetsk. Leicester crushed Sporting, so Leicester might be a dark horse for this competition. And Madrid and United held to a 0-0 draw. I would back Madrid to get a score draw away from home against United, but it doesn't matter either way for me. Whoever we face in the next round are going to be very tough opponents. Well, it's another big game for us. I'm hoping we can put in an equally impressive performance here. The only change to the team is Pires coming in for Bernard, which is a positive change for us. So hopefully, the team is still quite fresh actually. So hopefully we will be able to get the victory away from home. But a draw would definitely do against a team as strong as Milan. Free kick for Pluvin outside the area, straight into the top corner. And just like that, we have fallen behind. Willems sends the ball forward. Cut out by Diawara. Ball headed on by Xhaka. Now Pluvins finds Mario. He puts the ball in but easily taken by Murray. Hopefully he can distribute it in a way that sets up an attack. Instead he's gone for a long punt towards Morgenstern, but it has come for Gabbiadini. He then switches flank to Traore. There's a ball over the top for Pires, who's got in behind. This is an excellent counter-attack. Morgenstern in the middle. What a counter-attack that was by the team. That was brilliantly executed, and Morgenstern gets his 20th of the season. Donnarumma sends the ball forward to Willems. over the top there for Tourone. We've let him get a free run. He's put it inside, but Murray does stop it. Hopefully he can distribute this as well as he did last time. Just hanging on to the ball. He does punt it forward again towards Morgenstern. It's dropping to Sensi, but he's given the ball away. Now it's over to Tourone. He's in on goal again, but Murray with an excellent stop. Murray does send the ball long. Cleaned up by Diawara. Now Gabbiadini over the top. Morgenstern is onside. He's in on goal, and it's saved by Donnarumma. Murray with the goal kick. Goes short to Koulibaly. Puts the ball up long to Pires, who's then given it away to Mario. Jorginho. A little tight pass there to Romagnoli. Pluvin. Back to Saint-Just. Now Mario through, but easily cut out by Musacchio. He plays it back to Diawara. There's a ball out to the wing here for Traore. Pires is making a run, and he has been picked out. He's got Morgenstern making the run into the centre. He finds Morgenstern, and he finds the back of the net. It's that link-up again that has given us a crucial lead against Milan. I'm not going to drop defensive just yet, because I know the game's kicking straight into a highlight. But it's Gabbiadini with the ball. He's been quiet today. He pushes it wide to Traore. We're having a lot of joy down this left flank. He puts it in, and Morgenstern is there. Or is it Gabbiadini with a final touch? It is Morgenstern, but there's a foul in there. Oh, apparently he handballed it into the net. So close to a third goal and a hat-trick. We are so close to edging out the rest of this game. Just bringing our final substitution on for the last 8 minutes. We're in defensive mode. We really need to get this win if we're going to try and qualify for Europe. There's a 90th minute highlight though, and it's Mario on the ball. There's 3 minutes of added time to see out, but Traore wins the tackle. We've been the better team today. We deserve this victory. Odje to Morgenstern. Over the top for Pires, who's in on goal and could kill the game here. He went for the near post. There was no support. He had to do it, but he couldn't beat Donnarumma. Into the last minute of added time. 30 seconds left. Murray forces it up to Svensson. Now Vaz into Sensi. Odje puts it over the top. Vaz is onto it as well. He'll be able to waste time in that corner. Instead he puts it in, and Donnarumma gets there ahead of Morgenstern. But with 10 seconds of added time left, we are going to get a famous victory away against second place AC Milan. And I think this could take us up to 5th in the table. There is the victory. I was really not expecting that. This team is a lot stronger than I thought it was, and I think a lot of you guys thought it was as well. When I took over, a lot of people were concerned it was too weak, but the teams that we've beaten up to now have been fantastic. And we are now up to 5th place, just 3 points behind Palermo, who do have a game in hand, so they can stretch that back to 6 points. But we are now in the Europa League positions through the league, which I was not expecting to happen. We've done so well to achieve that, just 1 point clear of Fiorentina, but it is in our hands. Milan were the last big team we had to play, except for Juventus on the final day of the season. Well, it's time for the second leg of the Europa League quarterfinal. We are away from home against Sevilla, having won 3-0 in the first leg. So 1 goal is all we need to force Sevilla into needing 5. I am taking a risk by resting a lot of players because I want to focus on the league now that there is a sniff of Champions League football available. I know I can qualify through the Europa League as well, but I think we did enough of a job at home to set ourselves up for this away match, and Sevilla lost 4-0 in their league game between these fixtures, so they are fragile. Now, for this game, we are playing with Pia, Bernard and Vaz up front, Odje and Sensi regulars in midfield, with Traore playing just behind them and the other Traore playing at left back. Koundé and Bastos have come into the middle. Svensson is in for Florenzi, who's on a yellow card, so I don't really want to risk him in this tie, and Murray is in goal. Corner for Sevilla, in by Sousa, and dropped by Murray, allowing, I think, Artraf to get the goal. That was a shock. I thought Murray had that just like bread and butter, and instead he's dropped it more like Butterfingers. And we are in a little bit of trouble with that, because that's an early goal for Sevilla, who are looking for another here. Koundé gets across. Murray sends it forward, but gives it straight to Núñez. And it's actually Murray having a bit of a stinker at the moment. Jorge into Martinez. Unfortunately, he puts it wide. But Murray really needs to get a handle on his game. Murray with the free kick. Sends the ball forward to Odje. There's Sensi. Over the top for Bernard in a good position. He's got a man arriving at the back post. He puts it over, and Vaz is there for the away goal. That is our place in the semi-finals, all sewn up with 30 minutes left to go. Vaz on the ball. It comes to Sensi, edge of the area. He finds Bernard, who finds the bottom corner, and we have turned Sevilla over and are looking set for victory on the night. Well, 15 seconds left to go, but we are certainly heading to the semi-finals. It's been a very impressive performance over 2 legs, especially given the weakened team put out there today. But it means that we've won 5-1 on aggregate in the Europa League quarterfinals, and we are looking like a real dangerous team as we head towards what could be an important final. As I thought, Atletico did get the score draw away from home, so they are going to be dangerous. Milan just squeaking through against Shakhtar Donetsk on away goals, I believe. If we just have a look at the Europa League quarterfinals, we'll get confirmation of that. Milan did go through on away goals, Atletico Madrid went through on away goals, and Leicester also went through. So all of the teams I thought that would go through have done just that. There's 2 Italian teams in there. I wouldn't mind getting Napoli or Leicester in the semi-finals and hopefully setting up a final with Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid are too strong for us over 2 legs, but we will have to see what comes out of the draw. Well, here is the draw for the semi-finals. As I said, Leicester or Milan would be fine to come out, and Milan are first out of the draw. Who are they getting? They get Leicester. We have got the worst possible draw. Atletico Madrid are going to be very, very difficult to take out. They are consistently in the top 3 in Spain. They did finish 4th last season. Remember, we could have been the boss of Atletico Madrid before Allegri took over, but they have got a very strong team, a few players worth over 15 million quid in the squad. Not the strongest in the world. They're certainly not as strong as they once were, but I think they will be more than strong enough to get past us, and they've got a pretty solid average age, the high end of the 20s, which is very dangerous. All these players in the peak of their career. So I think that's going to be very difficult. It means that we really do need to focus on the league when it comes to trying to get Champions League football. 6 points off Palermo at the moment with 7 games to go. Well, worth noting that Juventus have retained Serie A with 6 games left to play. They are so far clear at the moment, 22 points clear of Milan. But it's a sign of how weak this league is that there's only 6 games in, 22 points, and they've won the title with only 79 points on the board. I know they've got another 6 games to go, and it does show the scale of the challenge we face in trying to overturn Juventus. And a few people did say that I'm going to be in the same situation we were when we were at Valencia, but I'm not sure that's true because I don't think there's 2 or 3 great teams in this league. There's about 6 decent teams and then 1 great team that we need to overcome, which is more similar to our time in France. I think there's a bit of a balance between France and Spain, and I do quite like how competitive the Italian league is, but Juventus are a bit of a monster, and to overcome them we really need to put together a great team. But hopefully we can get into the Champions League this season, which will help our finances and allow us to attract better quality players to speed up the development of the side. But I'm aware of how big a challenge this is, and I'm already quite impressed at how well the team has reacted since I took over. Well, the match against Bologna is the first time we've had normal opposition, as you might call them, for quite a while. If we have a look at the schedule, despite this incredible run of form, we've been taking on the likes of Fiorentina, Roma, Sevilla twice, Milan, and yet we've put together this incredible run of form. And hopefully we can keep that going to the end of the season, because we don't play another big team until Juventus on the last game of the season. 2 games against Atletico Madrid, 2 games against Juventus. They are the big headlines, but against Bologna, Empoli, Crotone, Sampdoria, Cagliari and Cesena, I am expecting us to get the wins that we need to qualify for the Champions League. And that starts against Bologna at home. We are putting out a full strength side, a very well rested side after rotating the squad against Sevilla. It means that Morgenstern, Pires and Gabbiadini all return as the front 3. Ogier, Asensio and Diawara are in midfield. Traore, Musacchio, Koulibaly and Florenzi the back 4, with Murray in goal. Florenzi with the free kick, sent towards the back post. Koulibaly heads it down, Pires, and then Morgenstern's hit the post. There was a bit of pinball in the box, but Morgenstern wasn't quite able to capitalise. We have got another throw in, Traore to Ogier. He sends it into Asensio in a great little spot, and Florenzi turns and shoots. He doesn't score that many for us because he's playing as a right back, but he is capable of a great goal sometimes. Koulibaly on the ball, finds Asensio. He finds Gabbiadini, ball inside to Ogier, great bit of space for him. He's gone for goal and he's found the bottom corner. They gave him way too much space there and he's picked his spot well to make it 2-0. Tolisi sends the ball out to Baracha. He's got players in the middle to aim for. Delator is there. Back with Baracha. Delator into Donza. How have you allowed him that much space in the penalty area? That was ridiculous. Of course he was going to get a goal. Guilherme sends the ball on to Tejda. Now to Lisi, lost the ball to Odje. I would really appreciate another goal from the team because 2-1, I am always worried about that equaliser coming in. And here's Pulgar onto Tolisi. He's found Spirito. He loses it to Koulibaly. Now we can launch a counter-attack. Instead we pass it around the back. It's Svensson. Forward to Pires. Inside to Odje. Needs to spread the ball out wide and he does just that. Florenzi with a bit of space. Ball ricochets to Odje. Now Pires can lay it off to Traore on the left back. Instead he's trying to get the cross in. Gabbiadini couldn't get there. Odje does. And Odje on the volley has found the top corner. What a game from him today. 30 seconds to go before we wrap up our first, I think, perfect episode at Napoli. The ball just cleared away. Odje onto Pires, out to Svensson. There could be another goal in here if he gets the ball in. Instead it ricochets away. The full-time whistle will go any second, but it's been another fantastic performance from the team. Just that one defensive mistake costing us a goal and a clean sheet. But overall, our form at the moment is nothing short of absolutely exceptional. The team not even reacting to positive team talks. We take back 5th spot, close the gap on the top 3 to just 3 points, although they do have a game in hand. But if we can keep up this run of form, we will almost certainly finish in the top 3. Well, that is going to be it for this episode. As you can see from the league table, we are secure in 5th place, 1 point clear of both Fiorentina and Roma, who are heavily sniffing after our position. 5 points away from Milan, 6 points away from Inter Milan and Palermo now. We are closing that gap down inch by inch, but still a long way to go in this season. 6 games for a 6-point turnaround is going to be quite tough, but I think we can do it if we keep winning games. Realistically, given we're playing Juventus in those games, we've only got 5 matches, so we need 15 points. That would give us 67 points, which should, I think, be just enough for 3rd place, but it means we cannot afford a misstep. Fortunately, at the moment, we're on an exceptional run of form. We've now won 7 games in a row, but we've won 10 of our last 11 matches with just that disappointing draw against Torino in there. It's absolutely incredible. I've never gone into a team and had this kind of upturn. I mean, if you take away the Juventus game, which was the day I was hired, the first thing I did was get beat 6-1. Since then, we've gone on to have an incredible run of form. Only 5 games where we didn't get a win, and only 2 defeats in that run as well is just nothing short of exceptional, given the number of great teams we've played along the way. So I have full confidence we can continue that going. The games against Atletico Madrid will be very interesting, and next episode we can hopefully pick up 9 more points in the league and get a solid result at home against Atletico Madrid. But that is going to be it for this episode. Drop a like on the video if you're loving 10 wins in 11 games. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But until next time, see ya.